Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What is meant by fitna? Is it just by saying something like a lie, or could it be an action?
It is everything that is confusing and perverting haqq. It is the opposite of haqq. Batil is the result of fitna. Because a fitna is taking a little bit from haqq and a lot of batil, confusing it. So people are confused because they say this looks a little bit like haqq, like truth. So they follow. So this period of confusion, fitna, what we understand by fitna, is anything that breaks up the truth, anything that brings doubt to the truth, anything that brings conflict, anything that brings wrong thinking and attitudes, whether it is by speech or action. Everything else comes with it too. That is what is meant by the fitna. This age of fitna is the age of confusion and also perversion. Things are perverted, things are turned to become evil. That is what is meant. And you cannot find the truth anywhere. Definitely, you cannot find the truth, for example, in the media. But the media is saying we only report the truth. So if you're looking for truth in the media, then you're in big trouble. That even so many people, unbelievers, they're saying you cannot find the truth in there. So we're living now in that age, and may Allah protect us from that. Now, what is important in this month is to understand individually, what is it? Have I contributed to that fitna? How have I contributed to this fitna, to this confusion, to this evil? Like what Shaykh Mawlana and Shaykh Efendi says, with one cigarette, you are supporting the kingdom of shaitan. Because now, that cigarette, it is forbidden in Islam. The cigarette, who can say it brings benefit? Not even the kafirs, they can say that. But Muslims, scholars are going back and forth saying, no, it is makruh, no, it is this, no, it is that. So, now we enter into who makes confusion. Be busy with ourselves to say, let me not make confusion by myself. But we have to understand that there are so many people out there that makes confusion too. And these are the ones who are heads. These are the ones who are leaders. These are the ones who are scholars. Yes, these are the ones who are leading nations. So we run away from people who make confusion, inshallah. If you have the Shariat that is clear in front of you, then there's not going to be any confusion. You're following a guide, there's not going to be any confusion. Man must understand that. So, be in Jamaat, there's not going to be too much confusion. By yourself, you're definitely going to be confused. But the West is not liking that too much. They say to be in a group, you're going to have a herd mentality. You're going to start thinking like a bunch of sheep. They don't like sheep. Muslims will love sheep. Because the sheep, it is the most holy creature. The donkey makes the lowest number of zikr in a day. It is 30,000 Allah. 30,000 Allah the donkey makes. No one makes 30,000 Allah in a day of zikr these days. The sheep makes millions. And the sheep has always been the animal of choice when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to sacrifice. Especially in our days, in our times. It is special. Sometimes he says, do a cow. Sometimes he says, do a camel. but most it is sheep, and there's a big secret to that too. When you with the sheep, when you associate with the sheep, when you become a shepherd, your spiritual station rises. You start to take the characteristics of that animal that is always humble, that animal that is holy. If you work with horses every day, you take that characteristic. You become proud, you become stubborn. Huh? You become very unbending, like that. Huh? So, we like sheep. But the West, they say, don't be like sheep, because they have a wrong understanding of the sheep. Which I don't understand also. Because according to the West, according to Christians too, they like to describe Isa alayhi salam as a sheep. So, it's okay, leave them. But we have our own traditions. And it is not to lose your identity when you're in a group, but it is to gain your real identity. Not your nafsani identity, but your spiritual identity. And that's the time when the Jama'at is going to give you the safety and the opportunity for you to discover your spiritual identity. If it's up to your identity of your desires, of your nafs, nobody wants to be in a group. They want to be separate and to do as they like. So, inshallah Rahman, may Allah remove us from fitnah, and may fitnah run away from our Jama'at and from our hearts, inshallah.